Syria, a country situated at the crossroads of the ancient world, has a long and diverse history that stretches back thousands of years. Its geographic location has made it a center of trade, culture, and conflict for much of human history. From the dawn of civilization to the modern day, Syria's history is rich, complex, and marked by a variety of empires, peoples, and cultures. This video will take you on a journey through the history of Syria, starting with its ancient civilizations and leading up to the present. The history of Syria dates back to prehistoric times. Evidence of human presence in the region can be traced to the Paleolithic period, over 100,000 years ago. The earliest known inhabitants of Syria were hunter-gatherers who lived in caves and rock shelters. Archaeological sites, such as those in the caves of the Levant, have revealed tools and artifacts that demonstrate the region's role as an important hub for early human development. By the end of the Neolithic period, around 10,000 BCE, the region began to see the emergence of agricultural communities. Syria, along with Mesopotamia, is considered one of the cradles of civilization. The fertile plains of the Euphrates and Orontes rivers allowed early societies to settle and develop. This period marks the beginnings of urbanization, the domestication of animals, and the cultivation of crops, all of which would lay the foundations for later civilizations. By around 3000 BCE, Syria was home to some of the world's first cities. One of the most prominent early civilizations in Syria was the city-state of Ebla. Located in the northwest of modern-day Syria, Ebla was a thriving city that became an important center for trade and culture. Archaeological excavations at the ancient site of Tel Marduk have uncovered a wealth of information about Ebla's society, including evidence of its extensive trade networks that span from the Mediterranean to Mesopotamia. Ebla was known for its written records, which were inscribed on clay tablets. These tablets, written in the Eblaite language, provide valuable insight into the political, economic, and cultural life of the city. The kingdom of Ebla flourished for centuries, but by around 1600 BCE, it was destroyed, likely due to attacks by rival powers. After the fall of Ebla, the region saw the rise of several new powers, notably the Amorites. The Amorites were a Semitic-speaking people who began to settle in Syria and Mesopotamia around the 19th century BCE. They established several kingdoms, including the Kingdom of Mari, which flourished on the banks of the Euphrates River. The city of Mari, located near modern-day Tel Hariri, became an important center of trade and culture. Mari's strategic location made it a key player in the geopolitics of the ancient Near East. Much like Ebla, Mari left behind a wealth of written records, including hundreds of clay tablets that provide a detailed account of the kingdom's rulers, politics, and daily life. These tablets are crucial to our understanding of ancient Syria and its role in the broader Mesopotamian world. The rise of the Amorites and other peoples like the Hittites and Arameans marked a period of significant cultural and political change in the region. This period also saw the development of powerful city-states that vied for control of trade routes, territory, and resources. By the 14th century BCE, the Hittites, a powerful Indo-European people from Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, had expanded their empire into Syria. The Hittites were known for their military prowess and their ability to forge alliances with other powers. Their arrival in Syria introduced new political dynamics in the region. The Hittites' presence in Syria was contested by several other powers, including Egypt. The Egyptians, under the rule of Pharaoh Ramses II, sought to control parts of Syria and Palestine, leading to the famous Battle of Kadesh around 1274 BCE. This battle, fought between the Egyptians and the Hittites, is one of the most well-documented conflicts of the ancient world. Although the battle ended in a stalemate, it marked the beginning of a period of diplomatic exchanges between the two powers, culminating in the signing of a peace treaty, which is considered one of the earliest surviving international treaties. This period of conflict and diplomacy between the Hittites, Egyptians, and other powers like the Mitanni, a Hurrian-speaking kingdom in northern Syria, highlights Syria's role as a vital crossroads between major ancient civilizations. As the Hittite Empire began to decline in the 12th century BCE, new powers emerged in the region, notably the Assyrians. The Assyrians, from the northern part of Mesopotamia, expanded their empire into Syria in the 9th century BCE. The Assyrian Empire would go on to become one of the most powerful empires of the ancient Near East, with a reputation for military conquest and brutality. The Assyrians sought to control Syria as part of their broader strategy of expansion. They frequently clashed with other regional powers, including Israel, Judah, and the Babylonians. The Assyrian king Tiglath-Pileser III, reigned 745 to 727 BCE, was instrumental in incorporating Syria into the Assyrian Empire. Under his rule, Syria was heavily taxed and militarized as part of the larger Assyrian state. In the 7th century BCE, the Babylonians, under the leadership of King Nebuchadnezzar II, rose to prominence and challenged Assyrian control in the region. Nebuchadnezzar's military campaigns in Syria were part of his broader efforts to expand Babylonian influence in the Near East. He eventually succeeded in toppling the Assyrian Empire in 612 BCE, leading to a period of Babylonian dominance in the region. The fall of the Assyrians and the rise of the Babylonians marked a shift in the political landscape of ancient Syria, with new powers vying for control of the region's wealth and strategic position. By the 6th century BCE, the Persian Empire, under Cyrus the Great, had risen to power and extended its influence into Syria. The Persians ruled Syria as part of their vast empire, which stretched from the Indus Valley to the Mediterranean. Under Persian rule, Syria experienced relative stability, and the region became integrated into a broader imperial system that included a sophisticated road network and communication system. However, in the 4th century BCE, the Persian Empire began to face challenges from the rise of Greek power. In 334 BCE, the Macedonian king Alexander the Great launched his campaign to conquer the Persian Empire. After a series of decisive victories, Alexander defeated the Persian king Darius III and took control of Syria. This marked the beginning of Hellenistic influence in the region. Alexander's conquest of Syria brought Greek culture, language, and philosophy to the region. After Alexander's death in 323 BCE, his empire was divided among his generals, with Syria falling under the control of the Seleucid Empire. The Seleucids, who ruled from the city of Antioch in modern-day Turkey, established a Greek-speaking kingdom that extended across much of the eastern Mediterranean. The Hellenistic period in Syria was marked by the blending of Greek and local cultures, a phenomenon known as Hellenization. This period also saw the growth of cities like Antioch, which became one of the most important cultural and intellectual centers of the ancient world.